Welcome to Chaotically Nerdy, a podcast made by nerds for nerds. This podcast is made by adults, for adults, and for children with bad parents. Adult language will be used, and adult situations may arise. Listener discretion is advised. Hello, everybody, and welcome to another episode of Chaotically Nerdy. On this week's episode is me, K2SO.
And me, Jarrett.
And me, Ethan.
And I'm Tyler, a bitch.
Damn.
Wow.
Get got.
Fair enough.
Yeah.
Listen, I gotta be brutal at some point.
I couldn't remember any other names, so I literally just pulled it up, and Alan Tudyk was the first one I found.
Why is he the first one?
He's not the first one. It's just the way my eyesight, whenever I pulled it up.
You should probably clarify
Nice.
on naming, because you're not.
I am Tyler.
Yes.
I'm not Tyler.
I'm not a robot.
I'm Ethan.
I'm Jared.
And I'm Ashley.
She's back.
I'm back. Yes, I'm actually finally down in Missouri. I
so
live
well.
here now.
It's been 84 years.
It has been 84 years. It's been a year and a half since I've been here last.
So, from the K2SO is probably not enough to tell people what we're going to talk about. But we're going to talk about Andor, a show that we have not talked about for some
A
reason.
show that nobody asked for, but we all apparently wanted, and we didn't know.
Are you meaning that from the podcast side or just the show side?
Nobody asked for this
Nobody
show.
asked for the show.
No. This was like out of the blue.
I remember when
really?
it got
Just-
announced,
okay,
I was
I
like,
did not
this
know
is
that.
going to be dumb.
Everyone thought it was going to be dumb because it was like a story that had been wrapped up, right? So then they're going to do a prequel to a story that had been wrapped up, which is apparently the only thing that Star Wars is good at.
Constraints inspire creativity.
Yeah.
So with that, I brought goodies for us because I'm an idiot and forgot to bring it for the Acolyte episode. Star Wars. Oreo has the special light side, dark side.
Hang on, wait. ASMR.
Yeah.
You guys are a bunch of assholes.
They have light side, dark side Oreos. They're either blue or red inside. It tells you which one you get. Both cookies are the same. Y'all are driving me insane. I regret this decision
Hey,
immediately.
this was your idea.
It was my idea.
Both cookies are the same?
Yes, both cookies, because that's the side you get. So Ethan got
Jedi.
blue. He's light side. I don't believe that for a second.
I'm gonna be the only
Whoa,
set.
whoa, whoa, whoa.
This is like a trading card game, but it's just cookies.
Bitches.
You got dark side?
I'm dark side.
Okay.
They're just regular Oreos?
Yeah,
Yeah.
they have a.
Die, probably.
Yeah, they're
What the
dye.
fuck?
I feel like they have like some crunchy thing in it too, but that could
Who
be.
the
I
fuck
could be
is
thinking
this?
of a completely different Oreo. What?
There's a face on the back.
There is.
That's new to me.
Oh, it's Jabba the Hutt.
No, they're different.
What?
Mine is Jabba.
This is definitely Chewbacca.
And this is the
but
Mandalorian.
It's a really weird looking Chewbacca.
What do you think that is? Han, maybe?
Oh, R2-D2.
Not really sure.
I'm gonna be 100%
Luke?
honest.
I don't know.
I've ate like a whole case of those.
He never looked.
Never once looked.
I don't know.
Who do you think that is, Ethan?
That's
Luke?
I would assume Luke or Han, but I'm not really sure.
It's just a guy.
It's a guy.
It's a guy. I definitely got Jabba the Hutt
I
and
got R2 and a guy.
Mando.
R2.
why is Mando bad? You sure that's not Boba Fett?
It probably
It
is
is
Boba.
Boba Fett.
It's probably Boba Fett. But
Yeah, it's got to be Boba
it's
Fett.
the same thing. So
Oh, you got Chewbacca.
I did.
For the hairy man.
Yeah.
That's appropriate.
I bet there's
Okay.
hair in it.
You got Chewie and who?
What?
Who you got Chewie and
Chewie
who?
and R2-D2.
I got R2 and a guy.
If this isn't Chewy, I'm going to be
And a
upset.
guy.
It's a guy. You tell me which one that is.
I'm pretty sure it's Luke.
It could be Luke.
I
It could be
think-
Han.
I think Han.
I think it's Luke, just based on the chin.
See, I'm guessing off the hair.
Well, they both kind of got
They
like
both
that.
got fabulous
It's true.
hair.
They both do have.
It was the 70s, bro.
So I'm going to start and open this by giving a confession. I have not watched a single thing that we're going to record today, so this
That's all right.
should be nice and
Ethan
fun.
hasn't watched half of it anyway.
I know. And it's okay, because we're going to...
The other two episodes. No, I know you've watched the other episode.
What?
You didn't watch one of the three.
You're such a bagel.
You are a bagel. Also,
You're a
I
bagel.
got throw over here. Shit on you. We both ate them at the same time.
What the fuck did I do wrong? You put an Oreo in front of me.
Yeah, you can't expect the fat kids not to eat them.
Tyler, why did you think this was a good idea?
I thought we had more self-control.
Tyler.
No.
Tyler. How long have you guys been doing this podcast for?
How long have you known me? Do I ever have self-control over anything?
Fair enough.
Yeah.
I guess I hoped that you had more. There was a hope there.
It
I'm concerned.
Oh,
all
it's
the
because
way
it's
through.
dyed on the outside.
Yeah.
I thought they
All the way through.
Did
Yeah.
the dye?
I feel like that would have been
well,
easier.
It probably would
It
have.
probably would have.
Would have been easier.
To just dye it in a big vat and put them
What
out.
are you
Yeah.
fucking doing, Oreo? What are you?
Listen, hey, first of all, watch the Oreo slander. They're fucking good.
Meh.
Although they did put Pop Rocks in some Oreos one time, and that was fucked
fuck?
up.
That's weird.
Yeah, it was fucking weird. It was like 4th of July Oreos. Had them at work.
It might be where they have the bottom one attached to it.
Yeah,
And
that
they
you
spray
might
the
have got
rest of
the
it?
end of the trail.
No, mine was the same way.
Oh well, never mind. There goes that idea. I fucking hate you both so much.
Hey, at least we're chewing with our mouth
I
closed.
can still hear it.
It's accurate.
This is the ASMR section for Corey and Logan. You're welcome.
Our 2 listeners.
Hope you like it.
Here's the thing: we have a third that
That
I
one was
know
crunchy.
Mystery.
because
They
there's.
did have something in it that was crunchy.
I told you they're crunchy. Like,
I'm
they have
not
something in it.
excited about it. It's kind of concerning.
I really didn't even notice.
It's probably fiberglass.
It's fine. You'll be fine.
It's asbestos.
I've been vaping for years and I'm fine.
You have less than 5 years to live at this point, anyways. So
Okay.
Well, either you're gonna die from vaping or she's gonna kill you.
yes. Well, that's the running joke is that I'm gonna make sure that the life insurance policy kicks
Yeah.
in and then just off him.
That's what people always tell me about. Like, vaping's going to kill you just the same as cigarettes. It's like, I'm banking on it.
God, I hope.
It's either the vape.
Promises, promises.
It's either the vape is gonna kill me or my wife is.
Yeah.
Them's the options.
Dims the brakes.
I'm ready to go.
Said I vape more.
I'm ready to go.
Let's do this. Yeah.
I had a
Get it
good
over
life.
with, Grandma.
Oh, grandma.
Man, we are way off track.
Yeah,
Yes, we are.
it happens.
What are we talking about?
Andor.
Oh,
So
there was Oreos. I didn't fucking care.
He got the sugar rush and forgot.
You, who was just spouting about how decent this show was,
Yep.
already.
Well, I mean,
not
Oreos.
decent, it's like-
I mean,
Ridiculously great.
fuck if I know, Jarrett. Honestly,
You should watch it.
probably. I should probably watch half the shit that you guys record on.
there's some that we
We've
wouldn't
got a lot of
recommend.
stuff to catch up on.
Yeah.
She had never seen Oh Brother, Where Art Thou?
I had not.
Until yesterday.
Yep.
Interesting.
The
So
sound
you
you got.
rectify this situation.
Oh,
Yes.
yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
That was why I was like,
feel
we're
like
watching.
That's
Well-
why the yesterday thing was there.
I'm also going to spout some blasphemy because I've never played a single Zelda game. And I know that that's a big deal for a
It
lot
doesn't
of
bother
people.
them.
I know it bothers him
I
and
played
Chester.
about 3 hours of like 2 of them, and
Yeah.
I'm like, yeah.
I've played like bits and pieces of one of them.
I've not played any single one of them.
I literally
I
just,
think you're going to like them.
literally
Probably.
just sold my Nintendo Switch and had a Zelda game with it that I never played.
Breath of the Wild.
Which I've heard is a really good game.
Fuck if you.
That's
played
why
it.
I bought it.
I'll never know.
Fuck if you.
Sure
played it.
won't. It's a shame, isn't it?
Yeah.
All right. So what's so great about Andor?
Well, first up, the noteworthy actors are great.
Yeah, cousin. He's not really noteworthy, but he's in it.
Yeah, he's not noteworthy. I even actually, if you read the script, I wrote down a note about him.
I always do not read the script because I want to visually.
Oh, you want to catch it for the first
Yes,
time?
I want to
Gotcha.
get it recorded when I experience it.
So Stellan Skarsgård did great.
Yeah.
Yes, it's
Like he's not-
Skarsgård's like always good.
All,
Yeah.
I feel like all Skarsgårds are pretty good in everything
Yeah,
that they
pretty much.
They play
yeah,
in.
even the one that's not related to the Skarsgårds.
Yeah.
the other
It's true.
Yeah, I know.
It's true. Yeah.
Yeah.
It's the name, really.
Yeah,
And then the main guy, Diego Luna.
Diego Luna.
He also did. Is that his like real accent? Or did
Yeah.
he? Okay. Because having come 2 years late to the game,
Andy Serkis was really good.
he was.
He was.
Andy Serkis is fantastic. That's
Yeah,
why.
he was in
Two
Andor.
episodes?
Was he?
Yeah.
One episodes, 2 episodes.
No,
Two
he's
episodes.
like second half of the like.
No, he's only in it.
No,
for
no,
the-
no.
the
He's
one
only
there.
in like 2 episodes.
Yeah.
Yes, he is.
The prison.
Yeah. And the prison is like from
No, it's like two.
It's
It's
like
like
episode
two,
maybe three.
At most
Episode
three.
9 and episode 10.
So 3 episodes.
So 3. So
A
they were
quarter
one
of the
off,
series.
but it was not more than half of the
No,
series.
it's a quarter. There's 12 episodes. It's 3 episodes out of it.
Yeah.
Which I was happy it was 12 episodes because so many shows are like
Super
6
short.
to 8.
You know,
And-
that's the thing that's odd about this show. While I agree with that, and I always bitch that they're too short. After episode 6, I feel like it could have been cut off, and I'd have been like, okay, we could pick this up again later. You know, it felt like it.
Well,
ended.
because it didn't feel. That's the one thing I have. One complaint about it, but we can get to it later. But the one complaint I have about it is that it didn't. What the story was actually trying to tell was about the old lady.
Yeah.
And I don't think it focuses enough on her in the first half of the show.
What old lady?
Aunt Petunia.
It's,
okay.
It's Aunt Petunia. It's the lady that raised
Andor.
Cassian
Cassian.
Andor,
Yeah.
Okay.
the main character. It's really about her and her past.
Yeah.
Is what the overarching story is about for the season. And they at the first half, like they kind of allude to it some here and there, just with some dialogue, but they never really focus on it. So by the end, when it was showing up that it's really about her and her story, it's not a surprise, but it feels like a different story arc. And so it feels like there's like this split in the middle of the season between the two
wasn't
different
me.
stories.
What's with the look between the two of you?
Hey, somebody farted.
It's love.
I'm assuming that's what you're looking at. Yeah. It wasn't me.
Twas not me. I would have claimed it.
I don't think, unless it just leaked out. Which is possible.
Whoever smelt it dealt it.
Dealt it.
That's not accurate because I did not. I would claim it.
I would absolutely claim mine.
I don't even smell anything.
Oh, let me feel like I didn't consciously fart. Unconsciously.
Do you consciously do many things?
Yeah.
Okay. I'm glad.
Consciously breeze. I mean,
That's usually
What? That's-
you are now.
Oh, whoever farted, you stink.
Yeah.
See, I'm telling you, I smelled it.
That's why we looked at her, because we smelled it at the same time. We were like,
You guys are awful.
What?
I was just looking between you to see if there was anything.
You think there's like a
There's-
fart cloud or
I don't know.
what?
It
gonna
could have
be
been
like
a
a
pile of
smudge.
shit. I don't know.
Smudge on the chair.
dead mouse? I don't know. Could have been.
I feel like we would have smelt a dead mouse by
Oh,
now. We've been
probably.
here for
It
an
smells
hour.
like old soup. It does.
That's gross.
I don't like.
We can cut this.
No, we can leave it.
Leave it in.
All right. But anyway, like the story just feels like it's being cut in half right in
Gotcha.
the middle of the season. Though Aunt Petunia is really good
Yes.
in it
Yeah.
as well.
How many seasons are there? Just one?
Just the
Just
one.
one.
There's a
Just one?
second one.
There's only going to be 2.
Yeah, there's only 2. Well,
Originally-
his story is finished already. So
If I remember,
Now-
they were going to have like 5 seasons
4, right?
or something
four
like
or
that.
5, yeah.
And then they got it cut.
Yeah.
So it's
Which
kinda-
then
it's
probably makes more sense as to why
I don't remember
the
if it was
first 6 episodes, at the end of episode 6,
I don't
it feels
remember
like
if
an
it
ending.
was
I'm okay with them cutting
before
it 2
or
seasons.
episode after season 1 was out that they decided they got cut.
I'm okay
I
with
don't
them.
know.
I'm okay with them cutting it to 2 seasons because it could end up like where we're drawing out the story way too long,
Yeah.
like Mandalorian seasons, like towards the end of what we have now.
Mm-hmm.
It's just like it's drawn out, and we're just playing the same game over and over again,
Just to get to the movie.
just to get more viewership.
yeah.
Yeah.
That too.
So my next note is what took us so long to get here, and what I mean is us. Yeah, it was me. I didn't know that we even wanted. Like, I don't remember ever hearing.
Here's the thing.
We should watch it.
What's the rule? If like 2 of us have watched it,
The
Just
third
watch
should,
the third one
should
is,
probably
the
watch
third
it.
should watch it.
I know, but I need confirmation. Hey, we're watching this.
I'm pretty sure it was both on our lists for
Probably.
our
Fret
top.
not.
Our
Generally
top,
speaking, anything Star
series.
Wars should be on our list.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, yeah.
this
This
was
is chaotically nerdy.
Yeah.
Fret not. I'm going to be kicking all of your asses into getting.
did this come out? Oh, we did a
Cohesion.
podcast when this came out.
Are you sure?
Yeah. Because we had it on our wrap up for the end of 2022.
Yes,
Oh
2
yeah, it
years
did
ago.
come out in 2022. Well, it came out September 21st, 2022.
Yeah. It's probably we were in the middle of D&D stuff.
I don't know. So it took us forever because I'm here. One thing to say about Star Wars, it's usually visually appealing because it was gorgeous from a wide shot standpoint.
Cinematography standpoint.
Yeah.
Okay, as somebody who has not seen it, I'm going to go around and ask each and every single one of you what your favorite scene was and why. And it could be set, it could be characters, it could be anything of the sort. I'll do this the good old-fashioned way.
Yeah.
1 and 2,
Yep. 3 and 4.
3 and 4, 4 and 5.
5 and 6.
5 and 6.
5 and 6, you know what I meant. 6.
I can't remember the character's name, but I really love this sort of spy aspect around Stellan Skarsgård's whole role, his whole thing on Coruscant. It just felt really neat and unique to what we've seen in Star Wars film and movie and TV show. I mean, it just felt really unique and cool because we're seeing a part of world building for Star Wars life in general that we never really get to see. And for that matter, it's also with the Imperial guy who's working. Yes.
Is it the one
Yes.
that's like underneath everybody trying
yeah,
to...
we're just so anytime where they're doing that on Coruscant, where they're building up this sort of world building kind of what we're doing every day, it's kind of really neat, and especially with Stellan's. I really thought that was cool.
All right.
We just switched to 1 through 3 and 3 through 6 is how I typically do it.
Me?
Garrett.
Yeah.
I also forget because me and Ethan were bad and we didn't rewatch Andor.
That's fine. It's my fault for taking 7 years.
I've seen it 3 times, so it's
But Andy Serkis's character, his whole arc in the 3 episodes in the Prison Break arc is fantastic.
There's one line.
I also just like the white sterilization of the prison, and it's like, oh yeah.
There's one line that Andy
really
has
evocative.
that Cass is really like on him. He's like, how many guards do they have? How many guards do they have? How many guards do they have? And he's like, no, not telling you. And then they find out. That's when, like, right before they find out that basically they're never getting out of prison, or if they do, they're going to another prison. And as they're walking back, they both have their hands behind their head because they're on program. And Cass just kind of whispers, he's like, how many guards do they have? And you just hear Andy say, 12. Or no more than 12, I think is what he says.
So good.
And it was very good.
How about you?
Mine is episode. I think it's episode 6. It's either episode 5 or episode 6. Whenever they're doing it's the chaoticness of it that I love it. They're stealing all the credits.
Yeah.
oh yeah,
And they're just like, go, go, go. And everything's just happening time and time and time and time again. And I just liked it. And then the guy gets crushed by the thing whenever they take off.
Pallet jack.
Yeah.
It's
Okay.
not pallet jack. But
We're going to
space
go back in the same order. What is your favorite scenery?
what do you mean?
Like, what scenery stuck with you from the show?
Actually, the neatest one I thought was the beach. There's a beach scene. There's
a beach scene, and I immediately went, Space Florida. That was my
Space
thought.
Florida. It's really what it is.
I just didn't write it down.
Yeah,
Because I was
there's
like,
this beach scene where it is both very tropical and very sterile, and it's really an interesting contrast in the same setting, and it's really neat.
It's
Yeah,
like a space resort.
yeah, it really is.
How about you, Jarrett? I know that you said that you like the prison, which is where
usually,
this
it's gonna
question
be the
came from.
prison section where either it's just the cool, like, I don't know, the design of the prison is just really cool and interesting to me.
and then where it's at because it's like
In the
this
middle.
rocky planet, but there's this lake.
Yeah.
Yeah.
and it's in the middle of this
water.
lake, and
Kind
it
of
looks
like
really neat.
Azkaban.
Yeah.
Kinda,
It's
yeah.
very
Was there
similar.
now?
Gotcha.
You guys may or may not remember. Was there multiple prisons in that area? Because I thought maybe it was just the way it was shot.
I don't remember.
That some of it was
don't-
rocks, some of it was prison.
I don't know for sure. It seems like they were inferring that there were multiple prisons. I don't know if they mean it on the same planet.
Yeah,
Yeah,
Like a penal planet, like Australia for Star Wars.
it's a penal.
It's
yeah,
the
I know what
penal.
you're doing.
No,
yeah.
I was laughing about. I was laughing about Australia.
Oh, I was laughing about penal.
You're both children.
Penile.
How about you?
It stay on the first 6 episodes for me. There's one particular shot where they're all practicing, and
What are they practicing?
they're getting ready to do this insurrection, and they have to practice being soldiers and how they carry their guns. I actually have a note on there about how they carry their guns because it bothers me. And
The gun bump at the end? At the whole
no, not just that one.
Oh.
I think I wrote it down, but I didn't put it on here. Maybe I don't know.
You just like it because Cousin's on it.
I think that may be why, but there's one where TIE fighter flies like real low
yeah.
to them and is like really close. And then like you see this wide shot as they watch it go away. And it just looks very pretty to me
Gotcha.
of like the mountains and whatnot. Because that's where they are in that particular time.
like
It's
a
kind of
mountainous
mountains.
I do have to agree. I've never seen the show, but I do have to agree that Star Wars really does beautiful scenery in a lot of instances. That's why I was curious.
I feel like any Star Wars thing I watch, the scenery is always great. Whenever they start adding like the different species,
Yeah.
that's where it usually starts falling.
Gets
Sometimes.
wonky.
So for example, for that, like the sequel series,
Yeah.
on the second movie, Last
Last
Jedi,
Jedi.
whenever they go to the casino, right?
Yeah.
It's really nice looking. It's really cool looking place, but they ruin it because it's pointless.
Yeah.
And the story is garbage there.
Or the I forget the name of the last planet they're on, but the white
Oh,
sand planet
yeah.
with the red like salt
Yeah.
that shoots up, like it's very visually like interesting.
Exegol.
No.
Which one?
Exegol's
Oh, no,
Falcon.
on you're talking about on
Last Jedi.
Last Jedi.
Yeah. I forget what the name of it is, but
Yeah.
And then next up.
So your next
sorry.
point is Cassian is right. You shouldn't tell anyone you're lying. What the fuck do you mean by that?
Okay, so Cassian is talking to his adoptive mother, Marva, and
Aunt Petunia.
yeah.
Yeah.
And they're basically talking about how he's from a different planet. They hid the fact that he was from a different planet, and she says something about, well, who did you tell that you're from? It's Canary, right? Isn't that?
I don't remember all the names. There's a
Okay,
billion
yeah, I know.
planets.
But I think it's Canary. He's like, who did you tell you're from Canary? And he's like, I didn't tell anybody. It must have been somebody you told. And then they kind of get in like a little spat about it that he's like, you shouldn't tell anybody because we're lying about it.
Yeah.
So, I mean, I agree that he's right in that front.
yeah, you're missing a comma here. You shouldn't tell anybody, comma, you're lying.
Oh,
Yeah, that would make more sense, right? You shouldn't tell anybody, comma, you're lying.
yeah.
Because now it seems like,
I mean,
yeah, obviously you shouldn't tell anybody you're lying
I never.
because you're lying.
The who shot at the Canary kid was an idiot. Could you explain that English
I forgot
to
a
me?
word. The guy who shot, because there's a guy who comes out of a wrecked spaceship and he shoots at these kids start shooting at him with darts, and there's like 50 kids, and he just stands out in the open and shoots back. He didn't go back in his ship for cover. He just stood there like a fucking moron, and then died because he's a fucking moron.
You wrote the who shot?
Yeah, it's supposed to be the guy who shot.
No,
at the
I know.
kids.
But the immediate thought that I had was, why the fuck are the people from Whoville shooting at people?
See, I thought the band.
I thought the band.
I did too. As soon as we read it, I was like, "Oh,
I'm
that's
a
the band."
Grinch nerd, though.
yeah.
That's fair.
The lower rank overshadowing Cyril.
So there is a scene where their cast shoots two officers
Yeah.
on whatever planet they're on, and
The planet Cyril's on.
yes,
Yeah.
to start with, like the main planet. He shoots two officers. They're trying to get them. One of the officers above Cyril's like, "Nah, it's not a big deal. They got in a fight. He defended himself. No big deal." Cyril takes offense to that, and he gets somebody who's a lower rank than him to then agree, yeah, we should do something about this. And they're giving a speech at the beginning, and the lower rank gives this big,
I know you're
great
talking about.
speech about how we can't let this go untested and da 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 da. And he's like, all right, all yours, sir. And Cyril just kind of steps up there and is like,
It's like the security officer. Yeah.
and he's just kind of like, let's go get him, guys, because he doesn't know what to say.
Let's go, boys.
that
It's like this squad leader that he gets on the side who gives this really good speech.
Yeah.
And then you have this desk jockey that comes. He's like,
Yeah.
As
He
somebody,
completely just trashed any momentum that he could have had.
as
Yeah.
somebody who's in the military,
it's supposed
that's
to be-
the difference between a lower enlisted person and an officer.
Yeah.
100%.
But that's the thing, is
Yeah, it's
Cyril's
just-
supposed to be a higher rank than that guy.
Yeah.
No, that's what I'm saying. Is
Okay.
most of the time the lower enlisted people are really, really well spoken because they have to speak to troops all the time, and the officers just get up in front and go, "Yeah, we're gonna win the war, boys."
Yeah.
Win one for the Gipper.
This one I put always with the thieves and smugglers, but I get why it's always with the thieves and smugglers, but every Star Wars story has a thief or smuggler in it.
yeah.
Yeah.
But I also understand because it's a rebellion, and
Yeah.
that's
Well, it would also be weird if they just started showing everyone who's compliant.
that's true too.
I mean,
Wouldn't have much of a story.
yeah,
No.
it's like Friends, but in space.
Space Friends.
Space Friends.
I'd watch it. I watched the regular Friends, so what's the difference? Why you fucking sleeping, cousin?
Is he sleeping?
No, cousin was.
Yeah.
He checked the guy who got crushed by the pallet jack because he was asleep, and he walks up and he like taps him on the head with his gun. He's like, "You're all dead."
Oh,
And then it like pans to him, and you see that it's cousin. And I was like, "Oh,
yeah.
he's great in everything now."
fuck
I
yeah.
haven't seen him in much.
See, here's what happened. Bear came out, then this, and I was like, oh, fucking cousin. Even though I didn't like him in the first season of The Bear.
He was a dick in the first season of the Bear.
This is before his up jump.
Now, this is where I'm glad you're here, Ashley, because I don't know enough about formation whenever it comes to carrying weapons and people standing side by side. But they specifically brought up, Cass says, so there's a left-handed guy and a right-handed guy. They're on opposite sides. So left-handed was on the right-hand side and the right hand was on the left-hand side.
Okay.
Cass says, hey, that's wrong. You guys should switch. So now they're both flagging each other because they're basically pointing their barrels at each other. So that should be opposite, right? They were
Probably.
right the first time? Okay.
Yeah.
That just bothered me. Because as I seen them walking, I was like, they're flagging each other constantly.
Yeah. One of the things in the military is you are not allowed to flag other people, period, whatsoever, because the number one rule in the military that I was taught is if you're pointing your gun at something, you're going to fucking shoot it. Regardless if it's on your shoulder, in your shoulder pocket, or if it's just on your shoulder slung. You don't point your weapon at somebody. So, yeah, they should have been reversed.
I don't remember. Does he say that's because that's how the Imperials do it?
Yes.
So maybe it's just like
And
an example of how stupid the Imperials.
It
Which-
might be.
I'm not saying that that's not
Yeah.
a possibility. Distinctly, coming from military D&C, that is absolutely a thing that they might have been like, this is how we do it. This is how we want it to be. I don't give a fuck if you're left-handed or right-handed.
Well,
This
it
is where
just,
you
to me,
stand.
it makes more sense to, like, if you're right-handed, you should be on the left side because if somebody comes to that, you pull up easier instead of shooting in front of
I'm
But
a
it-
left-handed shot. I would absolutely be on
the right
the
side.
the
The left.
left-handed side. You would be on the right-handed side. So if we're
Okay,
standing,
so then they were right.
if we're standing shoulder to
I
shoulder,
don't know.
the way that you questioned it, or the way that you worded it was weird. But if I'm standing next to you, you are on my right side, I am on your left side. I'm a left-handed shot, so I would be able to pull up like this. Or, in theory, personally for me, I would also be able to pull up on the right hand. But you are a stronger right-handed shooter, so I would take the left side so that I have left flank watch versus you being over there. Does that make sense?
Yes and no.
Okay.
I think it's because of the way, like, they carried with their rifles literally, like, ready to shoot, and it was, so if,
Ready to shoot is very, very different from slung on your shoulder. If you're ready to shoot, you don't. That would absolutely be opposite. So
Okay.
I would have my weapon pointing to the left hand side. You would have your weapon pointing to the right hand side because otherwise you're just.
yeah,
Pew,
because that's
pew,
how they
pewing each
carry.
other.
I mean, that's literally, they were carrying like this, and say Jarrett was the right-handed.
Yeah, you just are pointing at each other. You
Yeah,
would be.
that's how
swapped.
they were walking. That's why I thought it should have been the other way.
You
but,
guys should have swapped for that. The gun bump.
yeah, they walk, and at the very end of, like, they do their halt and they turn, and one of the guys gets too close and he just like bumps him in the shoulder, and he's like, oh shit, scoots over a little bit.
That happens in military formation all the time. All the
Yes,
time.
but this scene, this sets of scenes are like this super tense. Like,
Yeah, 'cause
you're
they're-
just waiting for something bad to happen. Like
Yeah.
waiting for them to get found out because they're infiltrating this base to steal these credits. So you're just waiting for somebody to be like, "They're imposters, shoot them."
They're not just sneaking around; they're undercover.
Yeah,
so
they're
it's-
undercover.
It's a very tense scene.
So I can actually understand where that's coming from
Yeah.
because as somebody who has gone into buildings with a weapon before to actually go after people, the OP4, it was a practice exercise, obviously. I haven't been overseas. But going into a building, you make little tiny mistakes like that all the time. And that bump would be very, very realistic for somebody like me who I'd be like, oh yeah, I've done that before. I like loading up on a door to go through a door. I've bumped into the person in front of me and actually physically pushed them forward. So it is, for me, that would be a very believable thing.
Then Dr. Quadpaw. I would have never known that his name was Dr. Quadpaw except for I had subtitles on. and it popped up Dr. Quadpaw Grunts or something like that. And I was like, that's fucking hilarious.
Who the fuck's Dr. Quadpaw? I
It's
forgot.
so they take the kid who got crushed by the pallet jack
Yep.
to a doctor.
Oh,
And
okay.
he's like working on him, and he's got 4 hands, and he's literally just says Dr.
I
Quadpaw.
remember. I
Grunts
don't
or some
remember
shit.
his name.
Yeah.
It's also the same time Cousin's like, hey, Cass, you want to split this?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's a strange name. Like quad paw. I mean, it's like,
It's so literal.
It's a D&D
cat?
name.
yeah,
4 paws.
yeah.
I mean,
It's a D&D
It's like,
name.
it's like, you
name
know,
what you look like.
that's like, you know, starting calling somebody with like short legs, like, I don't know, no knees.
Yeah. It's also
Stubby.
very similar to how we do
I'm
people
gonna
with
look
glasses.
you dead in the fucking
4
face
eyes.
and tell you if you ever call me no knees, I'm gonna take you out at your knees.
Yeah. You will also have no knees.
You will have no knees
You
for
will
real,
have no
bitch.
knees.
That's what I'm saying. It seems rude.
It is rude.
Yeah, quad paw. Oh, hey, you got 4 arms. Thanks, I didn't know.
That also it can't be the only person with 4 arms. You know what I mean? Like
Yeah.
it's,
Dr.
Well,
Tetrapaw.
quadraneros.
Yeah.
Quadraneros.
oh.
Star Wars is so creative.
Yeah.
This is the
His
next
first
po-
name was Ben.
Ben Quadraneros.
The next point that I have is just me being stupid and having never heard it being said in Star Wars. Doesn't mean it wasn't. I just glossed over it. They said the Navy like 15 times, and my brain was sitting there like, they're in space.
Aha.
It's spaceships.
Aha. A naval fleet,
Yeah.
a fleet of starships.
Yeah.
Okay.
A fleet of
I
spaceships.
kind of
Yep.
gathered that, but I wanted confirmation
Navy.
here. Yeah.
It is a
That's
space
ex-
navy. Yeah.
But I don't know why my brain was like, they're hardly ever on planets with a whole lot of water. Like, and then the more they said it, the more I was like,
Hang on,
spaceships,
wait.
dumbass.
This brings up an actual point. Do we ever see actual like water ships?
Why would you?
I'm just wondering.
There are.
I just don't remember.
in the like the extended universe. Yes, there
I
are.
I agree.
water
Why
ships.
would you? But that's my thing. Is like, have we ever seen them?
But in
don't think so.
the extended universe, like Star Destroyers are also.
Well, there has to be
Aquatic.
like on Mon Cal. There has to be like some sort of like water
Yeah,
ship.
there is.
I just don't know if we ever seen one. Maybe in the Tardovsky 03 series. Maybe.
In Rogue Squadron, you do. Yeah.
Next up, hey there, Snoke, because Andy
Yeah,
Serkis is in
here.
it,
Yep.
which, like we already said, he did wonderful. And then I put Hell of a Rebellion because whenever they break out of prison, that's like probably my
The
second
scene,
scene.
of, the scene of them all jumping off the bridge into the lake. They're like, and then they get to your next point.
Yeah, can't swim because Andy Serkis
Andy
can't
Serkis
swim.
does all his work to get out, and then he goes, "I can't swim."
Yeah, so he just stays up there, and I think he falls. I think he gets pushed
He gets
off
pushed
at
off.
some point.
And then
Aw,
that's the last time we see him. So
Sad monkey.
Presumably died.
He turns into Snoke later. I mean, it's
that's how he turns.
Yeah.
into Snoke.
Maybe.
They fish him out of the lake, and they're like, "You will become." A
I
conduit for
found
the dark
some
side."
lightning hands in there.
It's just Darth Vader, but drowned
Sad
instead.
monkey.
Sad,
Sad monkey.
sad monkey.
And then next up, I put Spider-Man, bitch,
Spider-Man bitch.
because
Spider-Man bitch.
Spider-Man bitch.
Cass and the other guy who were there get up onto the shore and they go to steal a ship, and two aliens hit this thing and it shoots a web at them and
Oh,
literally
yeah.
just catches them.
Yeah.
I immediately thought of Spider-Man.
It's a net gun.
Yeah,
Which
it is
is
a net
also
gun.
from EU that they brought in, which was very exciting for me because I played a lot of the older games which have the EU like technology in it, and this is the first time we've seen anything like that. It's kinda
Also,
neat.
the webbing was gross. Like it looked
Yucky.
wet, and I was like, I would rather die than be caught in that.
it's sticky.
Just imagine how wet your socks would be.
Oh,
You
thanks.
just came out of a lake.
And those same,
imagine how wet your
yeah, that
socks
is
would
true.
be.
His socks would be soaked on top of that. The same,
Aliens.
the same aliens spoke like pirates,
Arr.
and it was so stupid. Go back and watch it.
It's literally universal.
I was like, what the fuck are they talking like? And then my last note was the finale. I haven't watched it yet because I had to make this before I watched the finale.
Me either.
Yeah.
Look at that.
What notes do you have after the finale?
I have 3.
What are you expecting?
What do you mean?
What are you expecting out of the finale?
What were you expecting? No, he has watched it.
You've watched it now?
I
He
had,
hadn't
yeah,
watched
yeah.
it. But
Oh,
he
okay.
had put this on.
I had to
I was just
upload
saying
this.
you hadn't watched it yet.
No, it was Thursday night when I uploaded this. I had to watch it Friday morning because I wouldn't have had time between watching it and dealing with the kids to upload this and getting here. So, first note is the ship countermeasures were badass. So Luthen is getting caught in that ship and he fucking shoots the tractor beam down, and then he basically has
Yeah, it's so cool about it, too.
his fucking
Yeah.
lightsabers on his ship, which was ridiculous.
Yeah.
And then headbutting a stormtrooper because somebody at some point headbutted a stormtrooper, and I was like, "Why would you headbutt somebody with a helmet?"
The armor doesn't mean anything. No. That's well known.
Because if you hit a helmet in the proper spot, that bitch is gonna hurt.
Yeah.
I mean, yeah,
That bitch is gonna hurt.
but I feel like if you hit it with your own head, that's also gonna hurt.
Depends on where you hit it.
And then
Like that soccer spot?
Yeah.
Like they head balls all the time?
Oh yeah. I'd headbutt somebody in the nose using the top of my head, like right here.
Yeah.
obviously we know this is like the start of the rebellion, but them all fighting all the people was great. And then last but not least was how in the hell did Cass find Luthen, which is Stellan Skarsgård at the end, because he just shows up on his ship. I mean, I'm assuming that Luthen put it in the same spot that he took because he got Cass off the planet to start with.
Because he
the
talks
start.
to what's her name? He's trying to get in contact with Luthen because he wants to like meet up with him. I don't remember exactly.
He talks to Mon Mothma's sister. Is that who it is?
No, he
it's,
talks to Bix.
Bix, yeah,
Bix, okay.
because she's there on that planet running that junk shop. Or
We actually
working.
didn't talk about Mon Mothma at all.
No.
Yeah,
And she's a big part of the show.
yeah, same actress that played her in the prequels
Yep.
for the 30 seconds she's in the prequels.
Yeah. I think she did a good job. I think the story was pretty interesting. It shows her as not really the best person.
Yeah.
But not a bad person necessarily.
Just
But
kind of like
just kind of morally gray, but trying to do the right things.
that's the thing we like about Andor is it just generally paints the entire rebellion not as a purely good thing.
Well,
It
it also
definitely
Like
paints it in
you had
shades
to
of
do
gray.
some shady shit to
Yeah.
get there.
That's
it
what-
also
that's what-
provides some individuality for Imperials as well, which makes them more relatable, even if they're not necessarily good in any real way. They're really just trying to do their best job that they can for the job that they've been given, half the time. So, really, it's kind of brings back to reality for what happened after like World War II. Right, so a lot of the soldiers for Japanese and Germans were just trying to do the best job for what they were given.
Yeah.
And maybe they weren't just totally evil, but the rest of the thing was they were following somebody who was.
Who was, yeah.
Yeah.
You follow what you think is hope, only for it to turn into something much darker.
Yeah. And it's not something that they often venture into very often, or at least very well. Like they tried to with Finn in the sequel series, but really it just, instead of it being his own decisions to try to change, he was then somehow broken for his differences. He was somehow like messed up psychologically for his differences instead of actually making proper choices to be different.
Yeah.
Gotcha.
So I don't think that was as good of a job as they did in this as displaying individuality and sort of how a person is actually a person no matter what situation they're in.
Yeah, absolutely. Makes
Because
sense.
what it is this serial guy, half of his story is spent at work in office or whatever, and the other half is spent with his mom, who's like this super like stereotypical high pressure parent.
Yeah. She's very much like, your uncle wouldn't like this.
Yeah.
Your uncle said you'd never make a good cop.
Yeah. I never thought you would amount to anything, but here you are. Have some cereal. And that's exactly what happened. And
I understand. I face that criticism.
yeah. So, I mean,
myself.
he's facing pressures
cereal,
and
have some
stuff that
cereal.
are very relatable for many people. And I feel like that's a good thing to do.
That
It's
was my
very
joke.
important to do. So I think it's
Just to
good
clarify.
because it provides a lot more depth to the characters. That's
Yeah,
what it does. So.
It does.
I see
go
that you got ratings on here.
Yeah.
96% on tomato. Rotten Tomato. Is that Rotten Tomatoes or just
Rotten Tomatoes.
Okay.
Yes.
RT.
yeah? And then 87% on popcorn.
Which is the audience score now.
This is the first one we've been doing with the new scores.
Yes.
Yeah.
They just changed it very recently that now the audience score will be the popcorn meter.
Oh, okay. I see that it also has averaged 8.4 out of 10. What did you guys think of the
On
general?
IMDb.
Yeah.
Okay.
Well, yeah, we generally do that last.
Yeah, we do all
Yeah.
the episodes and then
Yeah,
our
we do.
total.
Oh,
Yeah.
well.
If you listen,
Yeah, I would say if you listen.
No, I don't. No, I don't listen.
That's okay.
I've listened.
Ethan doesn't either.
I've listened to a certain point.
Do you? Well, you do.
has
Do
to.
you?
I have to
You
listen
have
No.
again.
have to.
But
I'm
yeah.
not listening.
No, I don't.
I was here
Alright.
for it. Why would I
All
listen
right,
to it?
bitch. Don't call
I'm
me out on
here.
it.
I don't have to listen. I was here.
I've been here. I just do things on the Discord end.
That's true.
I don't need to relive
so-
this shittery a second time. I lived it.
Episode 1 is a 7.4 out of 10. Episode 2 is a 7.3 out of 10. Episode 3 is an 8.5 out of 10, which I don't even remember what episode 3 is.
While
Because I
he's
want to know
looking
why
that
it's
up, I'll keep going.
I want to know why it's
was
rated so
that?
much higher.
Am I correct that they kind of were like they're almost like the stories were like in blocks of like 3 episodes?
Yes, you are very correct.
And I can't remember. Did they come out in blocks too, Ethan? Was it like 3 episodes at a time? I don't remember.
I don't
No,
remember.
the first 3 episodes came out
That's what it
at
was.
once, and then it came out weekly.
Okay.
Episode 3 was whenever Cass and Luthen get away.
Yes.
That's the end of Cass being on that first planet
Yeah.
and getting out. Then episode 4 is a 7.8. Episode 5 is a 7.5. Episode 6 is a 9.1. That's the breaking
Infiltration, yeah.
into
Yeah.
and stealing all the credits. Episode 7 is an 8. Episode 8 is an 8.1. Episode 9 is an 8.5. Episode 10 is a 9.4, which is the actual like prison break.
Proper breakout.
Okay.
Episode 11 is an 8.4, and episode 12 is a 9.1, which is basically this. In this show, it's the start of the rebellion for that particular planet.
Yeah.
Open rebellion.
Yes.
Okay, so I'm going to ask the question of what episode was your favorite? One.
So mine was the Eye, which was episode 6. It's got 2 of my. Well, I don't know if both scenes are in it, but the break-in was great to me. I already said that.
Well, it was an interesting. It's a good one. That's probably
Yeah.
my favorite one too. But it's an interesting like difference because you have these people going through this really stressful, like trying to break in, trying to do all this stuff, and you have these people outside celebrating this sort of weird festival thing for this weird cosmic event,
Yeah.
like that's happening around the planet, and it's a nice like dichotomy.
And watching them get out,
Yeah.
like through the stars falling and everything
Yeah.
else was great. Which I know it's a star, meteors or whatever you want to call it.
5.
Ethan.
It would either be that one or it would be the prison break.
Yeah.
It might be.
That's like 1A, 1B.
Yeah, I mean, it's got to be one of those two, probably. I changed my mind. It's the last episode. I thought of a part of it. It's the last episode, and it's because of Stellan Skarsgård on Coruscant when he's leaving. He's talking to his son.
His son?
It's his son.
Is it?
I think so.
No, the one they like.
Or is it his crony?
It's his crony. I was like,
Okay, I
don't
thought
know
it was
his
his son.
Oh, whenever he makes a call back, he's asking if she's there and stuff like that. Yeah,
Yeah.
it's the
Yeah.
co-worker.
And then he
Yeah.
gives that speech to the guy.
It's his mole.
It's like because she asked him, it's like, well, what have you given? And he gives this long speech, and it's very.
You know somebody else we forgot? Forrest Whitaker.
Oh, I forgot he was back in Saul Guerrero. He's only
Right. He was only in there for like just a second. or two.
Couple episodes.
it really?
He talked to it was just
Well,
for
they-
a
yeah.
couple minutes each episode that he was in. Basically,
they go and get his like help or something.
yeah,
Like,
Luthen shows up and he's
That's
like, "I'm going to
right.
recruit you,"
That's
and then
right.
he's like, "I'm going to let's sell your ships or something like that. Not sell them, but
Is
sell
this
your
the,
work."
Is this the crew that's the break-in? Where I can't remember.
No.
I remember that now.
I don't think so.
I can't remember exactly.
I think
where
that
he-
was just a crew that Luthen had put together.
can't remember.
How about you? What's your favorite?
Well, I
episode?
was gonna say 12 because I figured Ethan was gonna say 10, but I'll just say 10 then.
You
Because
can
of course-
have the
You know the
same
same
favorite.
one. Why
I
was
just wanna
12 your
You
favorite?
indecisive.
That's not even my
bitches.
favorite. I figured you were like, you're talking about 10. I'm like, well, I'll just say 12 so that we can talk about the 3 best episodes.
But you could have the same favorite.
Well, I was going to preface it by saying 10 is my favorite episode, but
Okay.
I'll talk about 12 because Ethan also picked 10.
Oh, so
now
10
you-
is your favorite. So
10
you were
is my
going to
favorite.
lie to us.
No, I said I was going to
Yeah.
preface it.
Never tell someone
That's a lie.
you're going to lie.
Yeah.
You're lying.
Cassian's right.
Cassian's right.
Never tell
Cassian
anyone
is
you're
right.
lying.
I just like 10. It's like look, 6, 10, and 12 are all, it's the 3
Yeah.
best episodes of this.
Hands down.
And it's all usually, all 3 of them are great examples of dramatic tension, and they're all told in different ways.
Yes.
But I just like, I think I like Andy Serkis's performance the best
Yeah.
out of those.
Andy Serkis is pretty fantastic.
He's the best.
He is.
He'll be your favorite. I'm sure.
Oh, probably.
Yeah.
Dude, and
I
also
mean-
it was just a random like surprise when he shows up.
Yeah.
in episode
Oh, yeah.
8.
He
You're
just
like,
shows up. You go, what?
what
I had
the
no
fuck,
idea he
Andy
was
Serkis-
supposed to be in it.
You're like, what the fuck? Andy Serkis is here.
I really like Andy Serkis because you made me listen to the Lord of the Rings audiobooks, and he narrated them, and
Yeah.
he does a fantastic job. Fantastic job.
Tom Bombadil.
No, stop. Stop.
All right. Is there anything else we need to talk about on this?
I have such
Besides
No.
looking forward to
PTSD from
Season
Tom
2?
Bombadil.
season 2?
Whenever it comes out.
Yeah. All right. Well, if we don't have
We
anything
didn't
else.
give our ratings, but all right.
Oh, we didn't. Fuck.
That's what I thought you were
I got
leading. I thought you were
sidetracked.
leading into that.
We did the side episode and I forgot. Jarrett, you're up.
We'll go 9.5.
Okay. Good. I don't know why I looked at you like it was immediately going to be yours. It's mine. I go 8.8.
Roll.
Why?
We always,
You're
no,
here.
We always
It's 6. It's me. Okay.
We don't always roll. I'm an idiot and sometimes roll.
Yeah.
I'm expecting it now. So I would give it like, I really like this. I'd give it probably about a 9.6 or 7. Yeah.
Dang.
Yeah. I really think this is the best. This may be the best non-movie Star Wars content, period.
I can.
And even with the movies, it still ranks way up there.
It's pretty high.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like Rogue One's way up there for me, and this is right on par with
One
Rogue
is
One.
fantastic.
It just so happens that it's this,
It's the same
it's the
guy.
same
Yeah, it's the
But
same
really,
guy. So
he's not even really the main part that makes it that high, really.
no,
I don't think.
no,
He's
it's
fine.
They do such a good job with all the other characters. Yeah,
Like, Diego Luna's fine, but he's not like the thing that makes it, that
Yeah.
elevates it usually.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. He's just kind of there.
Yeah.
I mean, don't get me wrong. Like, I'm not saying he did a bad job or
did-
that his
he
character's
did a
not
good job.
important. It's just
Yeah.
in the midst of everything else going on.
Well, between Andy Serkis, Petunia, and Cousin, and Stellan Skarsgård,
Yeah.
and Mon Mothma. I mean, they're all fantastic. And though he's like the through point, I mean, he doesn't just sit in the background. He's playing the straight guy who's like the through point
Yeah.
through all these people who are molding his life.
Basically.
Gotcha.
So now that we've rated it, because I forgot that part, we're all done.
Yeah.
So now
I
you
think
can.
There's nothing else.
I
We're
know
done.
there's nothing else. You
Yeah,
can,
now you can stop listening. Yeah.
or you can
Alright.
wait for the outro.
I mean, if you
The
want.
music.
mean,
I don't
It's already
care. It's up
counted
to
to
you.
you. It doesn't matter.
If you got 60 seconds into the episode, it counts as a view. So hopefully you hung on that long.
Hi, Corey and Logan.
If you're still here,
Yeah, basically.
bye.
Yeah. I've been listening to 55 seconds of every episode.
Oh, you cunt. That's
Precisely.
Precisely.
use the link in the description and you can join our Discord and make fun of us there. I will stab you.
Should have had the outro going for that.
Bitch, you're gonna